How's it, guys? Welcome back. We're here at Homation again today with Alan.
How's it, guys? How you doing?
We had a launch here last week ago on the new Barn Wilkins 700 series. So what we're going to do today, we're going to take you across the range. This is the big boy room, stereo. It's a big boy room. This is the big boy room.
Yeah, 100%. Our bigger stereo room.
So this is where all the expensive stuff goes. And I don't know. No, actually. No.
Oh, there's other rooms.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we're going to do this on stereo, and then next door there's another room where the one set's smaller.
It's the 703, so we've got the 703 set up next door in a surround sound configuration.
Yeah, so we'll do them both in one video today. So we're going to have a whole Bowers day, run you through all of the new stuff. It's very cool. But I'm going to let Alan quickly run you through the specs of the new 703s.
Well, these are the 702s that you are looking at the moment. So you are looking at three of the aerofoil base drivers, the configuration. You've got the FST Continuum Cone mid-range driver. That is directly from the 800 series. Unbelievable mid-range driver. You have the carbon tweeter, their newest edition of the carbon tweeter, with and it's completely decoupled, so you can actually see it.
I saw that now. This actually moves around. It actually feels weird touching it for the first time.
Correct. Yeah. With the solid bodies, the actual diffuser at the back, which helps break up the waves going backwards. So every single thing that they've done on these speakers is to actually eliminate any distortion. So as they've put in so much research and so much technology just to eliminate distortion, because the drivers are phenomenal and they're some of the best on the planet as they are right now. But now they're trying to deal with the resonances within the box. So they've actually curved the front to make sure that there is no resonances coming off the actual the corners of the shelves. They've actually lifted the drivers forward, or moved the drivers forward, like the 800 series, to even eliminate that effect even more. There's a new port system at the bottom that the flow port is now at the bottom, which makes it a lot easier to either have the speaker back closer to the wall so it doesn't get boomy, or you can have it out into the actual room. And because the bass is loading into the floor, you still get that nice full bass, which is quite nice. Because before, the port used to be at the back on the older series. So the moment you moved it back or into a corner, it actually kind of made the bass a bit boomy.
And that's a big point, guys. It really does. If you have like on the, that's another difference between the set next door.
Correct.
It has the port at the back, where this will make it much easier to place in your room.
100%. So, not all of us have the luxury of coming out so far into the room, and just that alone just gives you the opportunity to move the speaker back without it just overemphasizing the bass, which is quite nice. There's a new crossover section. There's a new plug. What do you call it again?
Binding post.
The binding post. Sorry.
I'll bring the camera. I'll do a montage again. I'll show you guys. This is absolutely stunning at the back, the way they do it.
The new configuration of their binding post.
What does that make you think of?
Quite stunning. Oh, which one? The big clipses?
No, it makes me think of the way Monitor Audio does their titanium posts on the studio series.
Oh, yeah, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. But every single inch of these speakers, they've really put a lot of thought, a lot of research to minimize the distortion that's coming out of the speakers. And obviously, these are nice big speakers. These are 300 watt RMS at 8 ohms. Because of all the drivers, you do need to feed them with some power.
90 dB.
90 dB sensitivity. So you would need them on a really good amplifier. We are going to be running them on the Marantz Model 30N amplifier, which is 100 watt by 2.
Stunning amp.
But it is a stunning amp. even though it's 100 watt RMS per channel, it has got such a nice big power supply.
Feels like 200.
It really does. Yeah. It's got a lot of power. Are we running it completely to its spec? Not. It does a really good job though in driving these speakers and reproducing good low frequencies. Would we benefit in putting a 300 watt amplifier? Let's say a Rotel, the RB 1590, which is 350 watt RMS by 8 ohms by 2. Absolutely, these things will shine. So the more power you give them, the more they're just going to perform.
But while you're on that topic, I think if we do a Rotel on this, it's also going to change the character of the sound completely. You might have the power, but it's going to lack the finesse.
To the
amplifier.
Maybe look, Rotel and Bowers and Wilkins were partners for many years.
Yes, they have been, and then Morne sort of stepped into the picture.
The D&M group.
Yeah.
The Sounds United group. Now it's called Massimo Consumer. Yeah. They are the owners of Bowers and Wilkins now, and Rotel is still a family owned business. However, for many years, they've designed their speakers alongside with the Rotel amplification in mind, and also the Class A as well, the Class A amplification in mind.
When they were still yellow cones.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Now the yellow cones are gone, guys. So now they've gone
with the Continuum FST drivers.
I would like to think they've grown up.
Yeah,
they've grown up a bit. The band it's all, guys. If you see the build quality on these, it is. I don't have the pictures. Yeah, you have to see it in person. That whole dome tweeter, and that's why I would buy them, because it makes me think of 800 series. Correct. And you are really getting a taste of 800s here.
You really are.
It's phenomenal. And what Bowers does for me very well, and we'll see if it comes across in the demo. You'll see lots of guys on their mid-range drivers. They go for smaller drivers for the detail. Bowers, they like to use a big, so that's a 6-inch, and the other ones are 6.5s.
Correct.
So you would think detail is going to be lacking? No. Their mid-range is so open. Yeah, it's insane. And also, like Alan touched on, everything is standing proud to eliminate all the diffractions coming off the front. And to take it even further, the front is complete. Well, it's not big curve, but it's enough curve just so the things can just come off smoothly, not have diffractions.
Correct. And it also creates a stiffer baffle in front as well.
Yes.
So it doesn't resonate. I can tell you, they've gone so far into trying to eliminate any distortion whatsoever. The actual spider, which is a piece of material that is usually at the back of a bass driver or mid-range driver or a speaker that holds it in place while these drivers moving forward and backwards. They've even tested that, and that makes micro sounds by itself, which then interferes with the front. They've even eliminated that spider, and they've come up with a completely new design. It's biomimetic suspension design, which eliminates that spider to make sure that even that fraction of sound that used to come off the spider doesn't interfere with the mid-range. So if you're looking at the cleanest mid-range, the most accurate mid-range that you can think of, I mean, look no further. This series, they've really made a lot of efforts to make sure that you get the cleanest mid-range, the cleanest possible treble, and obviously very good fast tight bass response. So they've done a lot of work on this series, and it sounds, you can hear it when you actually play it.
Maybe we can ask Warren to share those images.
Yeah, we can.
It actually shows you. Yeah. So I'll add those in if we can, and it will show you the difference from the old technology to the new technology and what it does. We saw that on the opening night when they explained all of this to us.
Correct.
And it's very cool. But to actually experience it for yourself.
Even the mid-range drivers,
so stiff.
Yeah, but
It's
but
so
it's
stuff.
decoupled. So
As a decouple.
if you see here, even the mid-range driver is sitting on a suspension, so
Holy crap.
it's completely decoupled with the box.
Guys, this moves. When Alan was pushing this now, this piece actually moves the same as the
The
Twitter.
the whole mid-range is completely decoupled with the box
What?
to eliminate any of the unwanted resonances as
Yeah.
the tweet on
My
top.
mind's blown. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, they've, as I said, they've done exceptional work on these speakers. There are 3 floor standers in the range and 3 bookshelves in the range, 2 sets of center speakers and a subwoofer. So it doesn't matter how big your room is and or how small your room is. There is a setup out of this range that you can actually do in your specific room to achieve unbelievable performance, which is quite nice because a lot of speaker manufacturers, they'll do 2 floor standing,
Yeah,
maybe
there's-
one
there's
set
a
of
lot.
bookshelves, maybe 1 speaker, 2 speakers, 2 centers, maybe a slim one and a full range one. They've gone the full way. There's
Yeah.
3 colors as well. So you've got a mocha color, which we've got next door. You will see now. It's a beautiful dark brown color. You've got this this white.
This is my
finish,
choice, by the
satin
way.
white.
Yeah.
And then you've got a gloss black, which is, it looks beautiful, obviously fingerprints.
Yeah, this is my choice. I dig
Yeah,
the
you've-
satin
you've
white.
always loved
yeah,
white.
I love it. Eh?
Always
And
loved it.
Bauer's just even on their smaller 600 series, they do white so well.
Yeah, they do. All their finishes are.
Do these have grills?
They do have magnetic grills that can be placed.
Grey.
on it.
Grey, so it's a grey grill. But I think the grill only covers the drivers, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I'll add in a pic of what the grills look like. And the nice thing is, if you take the price of 800s and you take the price of these, you're sort of getting into that upmarket feel without destroying your wallet completely. I
And
think these
this is
retail.
very close to the 800 series.
Yeah,
The-
apparently.
the smaller floor standard from the 800 series, the 804. This is very close to that.
Yeah, and I know you guys like us to touch on price. I think 150,
I think so, yeah.
150k ish. Where if you go 800's the smallest one.
You're looking 200.
Yeah.
200.
And if you're going for the big boys, you are starting to almost touch a bar.
870, yeah.
Yeah. So this is where I would go. If you guys want to spend a bit less, you just forego one of the drivers and the port technology. So you do forego a bit, but they did cater for the market that wants to come in below 100.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
And those would be the 703s.
We'll show those next.
We'll show you those next. Those are the ones in Mocha and in the surround sound system. And they are slightly smaller than these. However, in terms of performance and sound, they don't necessarily sound smaller and perform less. Look, those are 200 watt RMS. These are 300 watt RMS because of the extra bass driver. But my suggestion, if you are using big power amplification, really good amplification, these 702s, and you have a decent sized room as well, these are probably the fit for you. If you are running an AVR, a Marantz Cinema 40, or let's say an 8500 from Denon, right, or a 6700. Then I'd be looking at the model below the 703.
Yeah,
They're just a lot more forgiving on those kind of amplifiers.
I do agree.
Where this, because of the extra bass driver, just needs a little bit more muscle to run it.
I would actually go one further and say if you guys are going to be running a dedicated stereo setup, this is where you'd be going.
Oh, this.
Yeah, because I don't like subs. I like subs on some music. On party music, yes, but on critical listening, sub just muddies up the sound for me. So this will be my choice, partnered with more or less what they have here, a proper integrated or pre-pro setup, whatever you want to go for. And then if you're going cinema setup, you might as well save you a bit of bucks and go for the stuff next door, because the subs are going to be doing all the lifting. You still have the decoupled tweeter, so you don't really
the same mid-range as well.
So you don't really need that extra bass driver down low. So that's where you need to be wise and maybe save yourself some money and spend it somewhere else.
Correct. I don't know if how much of a difference you would notice sonically if you had these in front, or if you had the 703s in front and the surround sound.
In a theatre.
Because as
you
you're saying, the
doubt.
subs are doing all the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more of that low mid bass, like a dinosaur kind of, stomping its foot, maybe. But so much of that sound is coming through, as you said, the subs.
I would go as far as say you can take an 805 bookshelf.
Oh yeah, sure.
And
we
can
had
use
a setup.
that.
We had a setup on the evening where it was just the bookshelf from the 700 range with a good subwoofer.
805, sorry, 7.
It was unbelievable. But then again, the right size room with the right size speakers and a really good subwoofer for the heavy lifting. Unbelievable sound. It was one of the best sounding rooms in the whole night.
Guys, but let's get into some demos.
Sure.
We're going to do the same demo tracks as last time. They did not flag and they were good. So yeah, let's demo.
Cool.
Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that demo. Like always, I hope nothing flags, but I did 4 songs. So there's some nice ones in the beginning, some crappy ones in between, and then there's an epic one actually that Alan found, which said Nora Jones, which I cannot think is going to be royalty free, but if it is,
It'll come through.
we're getting goosebumps. Love Nora Jones stuff. But okay guys, so that's it for this room.
Yeah.
We will be moving next door now. If you do hear some knocking and banging, we have some gremlins hiding around doing some work, or Alan has.
Yeah, guys, revamping some of the rooms. So yeah.
Okay guys, so we'll be next door going onto the theatre system. See you there.
Cheers.
Next room. Okay, so this is the 703s.
100%. So the 703 setup, we are running the mocha. Remember I was talking about that mocha color, which is a beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous dark brown.
It's growing on me. I wasn't a fan opening nights, but it's really growing on me.
The more you look at it, the better it gets.
It's got a dark walnut to it.
Yes,
Oh,
100%.
very nice.
Running the HTM 171 center. This is their bigger center that they have. Can actually see that it is quite a nice configuration, and the voicing that comes out of this is so nice and natural, and you'll be surprised the amount of low end that comes out of the center as well, which is quite epic.
I heard them back to back with the 800 center, and
Yeah.
for me,
It sounds close.
this had a bit more forwardness to it.
Yeah.
So then the 800 had a bit more low down,
Yes, yes.
but it did a phenomenal job.
It is so close. The actual voicing sound,
Mm.
unbelievable, so close.
You know what I do love about this is the black aluminium as compared to the normal silver aluminium.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
this, I suppose this is also decoupled, eh?
They're
It's
all
exactly the
decoupled.
same.
So in the whole series, the mid ranges you'll see are decoupled, and obviously the tweeters are decoupled.
It freaks me out. Feels like you're gonna break it. Freaks me out
It
completely.
really does. So even here you'll actually see that the mid ranges are decoupled, and obviously the tweeters. When you start getting down to the bookshelves, the bigger bookshelf, which is the 705, they are decoupled. The tweeters are decoupled on top, but obviously the continuum mid bass driver has to be solid and can't be decoupled. So as you get further up in the line, more and more of the 800 series technologies kind of filter into the speakers. We are running this as a 7.2, so we got the DB1, some nice big subwoofers in here.
And they actually, I do not think they fall off those SVSs.
They're quite close.
They're good.
We generally have two 16 Ultras, the SB 16 Ultras.
From the previous video, guys, those sealed ones.
The sealed ones, the sealed box ones, and these do a really good job in this room. They match up beautifully with the 700 range. Obviously, you've got a really nice, tight, fast subwoofer with a really tight, fast front speaker. Music sounds amazing in this room, but the point of this specific room was to show off their capabilities when we're talking movies, right? So not only is Bowers and Wilkins known for their musicality and their speakers and how refined their speakers are, but my word, the cinema, these speakers do a phenomenal job when it comes to cinema as well, and movies. That impact, the detail, not harsh at all. So when there's gunfights or glass breaking or anything like that, a lot of systems, the tweeter kind of shouts at you and gets a bit bright. These are just absolutely smooth on those scenes, and you still get all that impact, which is truly impressive.
Did we give them the serial number on the sensor?
The serial number?
Not the serial number.
The model number,
model
yes,
number.
yes, the HTM7.
HTM7.
Correct. So this is the bigger,
Serial number.
the bigger center. One thing I do like is Bowers and Wilkins also made a whole new range of stands for their bookshelves. That every single one of their bookshelves from the 700 range can actually bolt into the stand.
Oh.
And the new design of the new stand is unbelievably beautiful with a metallic strip that goes down the front. Maybe you can
I'll
show
put
a
it in. I
picture
haven't
of-
seen this. I'll put it
Yeah, it is stunning. When you've actually got the bookshelves on top of the stands, it's one of the best looking speaker stands that I've seen in a very long time.
Did they
took a
make
lot of-
a dedicated center speaker stand or no?
They haven't. This is the
800.
one from the 800 series, but as you can see, it fits beautifully on it.
It actually does fit in quite nicely, eh?
It looks like it was made
Yeah.
for that.
I do love a sensor speaker stand. It just ticks a little box for me that just
Correct.
I like it.
When
I
we were
like
getting
it.
into like home theater and
Yeah.
audio 20-something years ago, these big centers on stands were,
Yeah.
that you had a
Something about it
dedicated
just
room.
looks purpose. You walk in and it's like speaker subs and it's like center standing proud.
Correct.
And let's face it, that is 80% of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Center speaker, voice, that does all the work.
That does all the hard work.
And then your fronts, and then the sub obviously next. What do you take, sub or center? Center first, sub second.
For me as well.
You need to hear what
I'd
they're
rather
saying.
have a proper center
Yeah.
to get all the detail. For me, I'm a bit of a gamer, and I only get to game when my daughters go to sleep at night. I've got young daughters, and for me, it's super important running around, communicating, chatting with guys that I'm playing with. even at an extremely low volume, to be able to hear what they're saying, right? So there's many cases out there where people are going to be listening to a movie and they can't run it at full volume or reference volumes, and have to run it soft, at a soft volume, and still be able to understand what is being said and what's going on in the movie, especially during quiet pieces. Now, that's why I said to you, I'd rather take a proper center speaker over big subwoofers, because you can always add bass. You can never ever just add quality.
100%.
You have to start off with a product that is this type of quality, and then from there, add the low end for SPL and for excitement and movement and all that stuff. But for me, it's all about intelligibility. It's about the quality of the actual sound that is coming through and the details, and also how long I can listen to it before I start getting fatigued. Right? If I can listen to speakers for extremely long periods of time, movies, music, or games, or live concerts, or just general TV, that to me is a winner. And I think they've got a good recipe. Yeah, it ticks all those boxes as well, at least for me, and we get to listen to these quite often.
Yeah, and what works for the sensor is, like I said on the previous set and this set, that big mid-range. Yeah. It really does throw, it's just wide. It's got a huge soundstage. And having that on a center, where on many brands, it's very focused. This just gives you a bit of both worlds. It gives you a bit of a throw, it gives you directionality.
Correct. And a fuller male, have you noticed, a fuller male mid-range as well.
Yeah, Sean Connery sounds like Sean Connery.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Okay, guys, so anything more you want to add to these before we demo?
Well, there is a smaller floor stander from this, but the tweeter then is incorporated into the actual box. It is still decoupled, and the mid-range is still decoupled, even though the tweeter is within the housing. From there you start going to the bookshelves, the three bookshelves going down. But yeah, it's unbelievable system and unbelievable speakers. So let's take a listen.
Add in the range, and I will go around taking pictures of the room, and I'll picture of the room we were, so you guys can see. They really did cater for everyone, from starting, the 600 is entry, and then you step into 7, but you don't want to jump directly from 30,000 Rand to 100,000. So they really did give you the steps to where you want to be in that range. So that is nice. Center speakers, they have one below this as well, hey?
Yeah, the HTM72
tweeter that's inside the box.
Correct.
Okay.
Slightly smaller to fit in most TV stands, because most TV stands that come out have this specific size box.
This will give you a bit of an issue, hey?
Correct. That's nice if you got a TV stand and you kind of got it on top of the TV stand, and you can try get the mid ranges and tweeters almost lined up. That's beautiful for that. But when you're starting to be very limited in space, your TV sitting directly onto the AV cabinet, and you don't have much of a gap, the smaller center speaker is unbelievable. It sounds unbelievable, should I say, but even it's designed to be put within a small little cabinet or a little shelf in those TV units.
While Ali's on the cabinet, don't be that guy. So pro tip, they did all of this technology to make the stuff stand proud. Don't go and push it inside the cabinet now, where you have lines and stuff blocking audio.
Correct.
Let it come out, let it stand proud, so you can get that audio going into the room. Correct. Otherwise you spend money, and the guys engineered this just for you to go and undo all of that stuff.
Correct. So just let it stick a little bit over, the front of the actual cabinet, and you'll hear how much more natural it sounds. And it then doesn't give that boxy sound. If it is starting to give a bit of a boxy sound, you can get these little bungs that you can put in the actual port. It's like a rubber that you can put in the port to tone down the bass as well. Of the actual
I always supply those in the box.
They actually supply those in the box.
Well, I suppose only on these, not on the ports on the rears. Oh, on the bottoms.
No.
Only on rear ported.
Only on rear ported.
And this is also rear ported, eh? So another reason why it might not be suitable for a cabinet that much, maybe like on top,
Mhm.
but inside might cause a bit of a boominess.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a closed cabinet. But that's like
Yeah.
Alan says,
Then
bungs.
you
Bungs,
actually you
yeah.
plug it and you tame that low end frequency, which is getting multiplied. You know,
A
it's
lot.
getting emphasized within that cabinet.
Yeah.
Correct. So they thought about that, which is quite
Yeah, it is nice to have all those extras actually in the box. I would rather have stuff I don't need than need stuff I don't have.
100%.
Okay, guys, let's get into the demos. I've learned my lesson now. We're not doing movies. We are doing like Dolby Atmos demo track stuff that's not been copyrighted, so we don't have an issue. So you guys can enjoy this as well. Okay. Guys, hope you enjoyed that. I must say, watching that conductor, I get that nostalgia from when you're in a cinema and they played those snippets. I can smell the popcorn and I want to watch a movie. I got that feeling now. I just got that
100%.
that proper cinema feeling.
Right.
Again, this me and Al just commented, the surrounds
The
in this
surround
room,
is
goosebumps.
The
It's
Wilkins surrounds are insane.
insane. For me, this is still this room's party points.
Yeah.
Is the surrounds, that whole stage there. It's just, oh,
The
nice.
Atmos is all 700 range as well.
It's
eh?
good,
The
eh?
CCM 7.5.
No, this
It
room
sounds
is
great.
phenomenal. And these subs.
The TV ones are excellent.
I was never a Bowers. I know we're doing a Bowers video, but just to show you how not biased I am. I was never a Bowers subwoofer fanboy. I would rather spend my money on the more prestigious or, let's say, subwoofer brands. SVS.
The specialist.
Yes, like that. But I must say, if you want your shoes and your socks and your underwear to match, there's got to be no mistake going for this.
Yeah.
These were absolutely phenomenal, and these speakers are great, man.
They do cinema beautifully.
They do everything beautifully. I must say, big hats off to Bowers on what they did on this new 700 series. It is phenomenal, and they almost did the same thing for me as what Polk did on the reference series, reserve series. It is so close to the top tier stuff that they got their high end markets, but they are sort of realizing that there are people that sort of want to experience that can't afford it.
Correct.
So they are
Get it
catering.
close.
Yes.
Close.
But if you think about it, it's the right thing to do, because if you can't give people a taste, they're not going to eat.
Yeah.
So you have to sort of like
Yeah, 100%.
have a little nibble, and
Correct.
you're gonna upgrade that
Correct.
eventually. You're gonna wonder, what's the 800 like? Is
Correct.
it worth it?
Well, I mean, we're talking about the 804s, which is the smaller floor standing from the 800 series. Very, very, very close, very similar sounding. But when you do look at the 800 range, I mean, the finish, the performance is, it is a much bigger,
and it's not just
much
performance.
more finesse. Correct.
It's the package.
The whole package, the thought process on how to
Yeah.
unpack, how to
Yeah.
get speakers into a room, how to set it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So,
you-
so there is a step up from the 800 range, but when you start looking at this series, so the bigger floor standers, you start getting quite close
Yeah.
to the
And they're
804s.
They are so close. And
Yeah.
that build quality is nothing to shy away from.
Correct.
The only thing where I would think the build quality is on a whole new level on the 800 is that they have their mid-range in that complete ball as well. That's completely separate from the cabinet. So that's
Yes.
all.
Correct.
If you've never seen what an 800 series speaker, especially going top of the 800, is built like on the inside, I'll add in some pictures now. Even though this is 700, I just want to show you guys, I do woodwork and I cannot dream of building that cabinet. It is CNC to perfection. Every piece of wood crosses over like this.
Well,
It's
the
insane.
new 800 series, that's all aluminium. That's
So
actually
the word's aluminium now.
there's bracing, aluminium bracing inside of the front.
Yeah.
So not only do you have the wooden wrapped cabinet, but a lot of it inside is now aluminium to really make sure that the structure is.
So if you're wondering why aluminium, guys, aluminium has absolutely no resonance. Well, I suppose you can have
Well,
some,
as little as
but
possible.
it's many of the top guys also like to make their front baffles aluminium to absolutely minimize distortion and all that.
Correct.
But where they have gone a step further is those, and that's the thing with aluminium, is it's difficult to make a curved front. Then it's going to have to be all milled, not just a flat piece.
Yeah, they
So-
do on the 800 series.
It is.
Hold it, yeah.
I think we need to do an 800 video.
These extrusions that actually have the speakers in, and I'm pretty sure on these as well, at the back here, it's one solid piece of aluminium with these sticking out and holding the drivers.
We'll do an 800 video. That room has sort of been disassembled now.
Yeah, we'll
do it.
obviously get them back.
Oh, we
in the
did
room.
we did the 800s on the last one. Why didn't we touch on that? Missed opportunity, guys, but we'll add it in. We'll add it in. We make mistakes as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed it, guys.
Thank
The
you.
next video, the one we did want to do this week, is going to be next.
Steinway.
Give it away. Don't give it away. He gave it away. Steinway.
He's edited.
Now let's tell them something
Yeah.
to guys. My absolute favorite brand, although I've never actually sold one because it's such a high tier, but man, I will let you know. We'll just little tidbits. It's going to be insane. You in for a treat on the next one.
100%.
Hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks again for Alan for having us around.
It's a pleasure. Guys, as I say in all the videos, if you do want to come through and experience these rooms and all these different brands, give a shout out to Morne here, book an appointment and he will come with you and we can show you all of these rooms, all of these beautiful pieces of machinery that we have in front of us. So he will facilitate you in any which way you want to when it comes to building a cinema. He's home cinema king, right? So you guys want to build a cinema, come through. Let's see your ideas. Let's see what your budget is. Let's see what kind of design concepts you're looking for, and with him, we'll implement the system and we'll get it going.
Yeah.
But even if it's just a demo to come hear the stuff, give him a shot.
And guys, we chill. I'm chill. Alan's chill. Everyone is chill. So don't think because we're selling high-end stuff we have a stick up. It's not.
No.
We chill. We can sit down, talk to us normally, tell us what you want to do.
Correct.
We'll make it happen.
Correct.
Okay.
Awesome.
Guys.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.